Welcome to What's Growin On. I'm your host, Booker Taylor. My co-host, Mary Helen. How you doing today?
I'm good, thanks.
How do you feel with the weather and
I
kind of
love
cool
it. My
down?
favorite time of year.
Man,
Absolutely.
for two reasons.
Yeah.
One thing, ain't got nothing going on right now. The air conditioner not on, the heater not on, so it just kind of feel good now.
Yeah.
Maybe the utility bill will go down.
Yeah.
But this is a beautiful time of the year, though. You see all the trees, color, and everything. That's beautiful now.
Yep.
That fall color just coming in, so great.
I love the fall planting. It's my favorite time to
Oh, you
plant.
love planting? Okay.
Yeah.
This is my
I planted 85 plants last weekend.
Whoa, you were busy then. Hope you had a knee pad.
Yeah.
To get down on there. Because I getting ready to put my pansies in.
Right.
And stuff in there. So that's great. I like those. And that's one really tough plant.
Yeah.
And that's over there. We got some very special guests today.
Yeah.
Got some out from the city of Memphis coming in today. And they don't tell us something. I always want to know about the Big M.
Right.
Why?
That's exciting.
Who maintained that M? I just see it all the time out there, the Big M, but we never knew who maintained it.
Yeah, I bet a lot of people didn't realize that the city of Memphis has their own horticulture department that works on all
But
this.
today we don't find out who
parks.
maintained that Big M. They don't tell us a lot of things about the M and how they maintain that and all that. So
Sounds good.
I guess and then not just the Big M, they got a lot of more things around the city they maintain. So we could hear about all that.
Can't wait.
Can't wait. Let's go talk to them. Welcome back to What's Growin On. I'm here with Mr. Luther Bethendorf, the foreman for the city of Memphis. How you doing today?
Doing fine. How you doing?
Doing pretty good. Welcome to What's Growin On. Everything going okay?
Doing fine. Can't complain about anything. Enjoying the cool weather.
How the city doing? Everything doing with the city?
We're doing great. We're just going into shifting of the seasons and changing out from summer into fall, winter area and getting everything going on.
So you the foreman for the city. You help maintain a lot of beds around the city?
Yes, sir. Yeah. So I'm the horticultural foreman. We maintain all of the high traffic areas of parks or medians around town. And we switch out the summer and fall annuals every year. Also maintain the beds throughout the year, either that be lawn maintenance with mowing or trimming of hedges and mulching and fertilizing and everything that goes into maintenance around a park.
Now, how many beds do y'all have to maintain? I know there's a lot of work doing that now.
Yeah, so I believe we have about 16 different parks and beds that we maintain
16.
around the park.
Well, y'all out to the city, then people come in and start seeing things that look good. They think about you.
That's right. Yeah, every tour that comes through, we're the ones that have to maintain those ones at the tours and everything that are downtown and around the city. That's what we do.
I guess you have one. I guess you have some more traffic areas that you want to maintain those anyway, like the Big M over on Parkway.
Yep.
Do y'all take care of that?
Yeah. We actually just finished planting our fall annuals there. We put in some blue violas for the fall and winter, and yeah, we maintain that year round, and it's a consistent weekly thing. Man, that's a Big M now. I don't know how many plants it take to put in that Big M in there, but it takes lots of plants I know to grow and put in that M. That's right. Yeah, I believe we put in about 86 flats. Whoa. Yes, sir. Now, do y'all try to mix them up some, have different kind of plants in them, not different kind, but different color? Yeah. So in the summer, this past summer, if you drove by, you saw it, we put in patience, and we put in a red and white and pink mix of those. And then this year, like I said, we just put in the blue viola. So it's a blue Dutch sherbet viola. So it's a mix between, it has a top leaf of a blue and a bottom or top petal of blue and bottom petal white. Okay, well, I know that look good then in the city and everything there. Now, how do you get all those weeds out of there? If so many plants going together, though, you're gonna have some weeds in there. But that's right. But probably for people to see that. Yeah, so it's like I said, it's consistent maintenance on it. We put in a weed prevention at the beginning before we put the mulch down. That helps out a lot, but you got to fight against nature, right? So everything comes in with the birds and the wind and all that. So we go through and we hand pull all the weeds. Hand pull. I guess you can't spray anything in there that's gonna kill the plants until all that. That's right. Yeah, we don't use any sprayable herbicides, anything like that. Okay. So we try to go through and we leave rows, as you can see it now. If you drive past it now, you'll see how we plant it in sections. So we have walkable rows in between. Oh, okay. That we go through and we take our time and we just try to pull everything by the root and get it all out of there. Now, how many do you have volunteers? You have staff? How would we maintain all these beds like that in the city? Yeah, so this is our horticultural crew. We have 8 crew members, and it's us. We use some volunteers throughout the year at different parks. With Memphis City Beautiful, or people from will call us up and say, hey, I saw this one section. I would love to weed it for you guys, and we'll take all the help we can get.
Yeah, might start some adopt a bed, adopt a park.
Right.
You know, adopt a park. You know,
That'd be good.
that help y'all maintain. Cause that's, you know, people like to see a clean city, like to see a beautiful city
Right.
when they go somewhere in there and stuff in there. So that's good. Now, and how do y'all funds come? Do y'all funds come through the city, or what? Y'all got a budget that you have your own budget?
Yeah, so we have to stick to the city budget, and a lot of it just goes towards purchasing flowers and mulch and our soil. So a lot of just the material purchases, and then we have, obviously, you know, with a budget, we have to make our own budget within that budget and sector it to, you know, crew gear like gloves and glasses, safety, PPE, and all of that. And then everything else, a lot of it just goes to the material that we put around the city.
Now, I know all these beds now, they most in the high area or traffic area. You know, do y'all have waterman system out there? Y'all, they come here, are you the waterman, go out there and water them, or what? Yeah, truck water.
So on 4 of our areas, we have irrigation. The Big M, Reflections, I'm a Man, and Cancer Survivor Park. We have irrigation there, so that helps us out. But everywhere else, the small beds, we have to go out and hand water them. And we have some water tanks that we hook up to the back of our truck. We fill them up, and we go out there and hand water it all out. Put about 100 gallons on each of our beds once a week, every Thursday.
100 gallons, but that's a lot of water.
It gets hot in Memphis, you know. we gotta do it.
Yeah, you don't want no plants out there. People driving by and say, "This plant dead."
Right.
Cause folks sure will look at that too and see a dead plant and everything. But that's a lot of water, though.
It's a lot of water. Well, that's in the summer months. In the winter and everything, we'll cut down as needed. But in the summer,
y'all can spend a lot of time watering plant and cutting grass.
In the summer, that's what we gotta do. It's routine maintenance. You know, lawns have to get mowed to stay visually appealing, and then it's a lot of weeding and trimming and keeping everything back and keeping everything hydrated.
Now, who start? When do y'all start growing y'all plants for y'all greenhouse? Do y'all start that year round? What you don't put in the beds?
That's right. Yeah. So it's year round. So we'll put in our plant order for our annuals. So for our fall annuals, we'll put them in the early spring, and then in the vice versa. So we'll be putting in our spring annual order here, and then probably around mid-November, get them all ready. We get the seeds and we put it in. And plant them up.
Well, that sounds great. That sounds like a big project you got going on all the time in the city. Are there any other things y'all plan on doing with the city, or anything since adding new beds, adding new stuff around?
So we have a couple ideas that are getting thrown around of new construction projects. Obviously, whenever the city or I'd say a contractor puts in a new park or a new statue or something around town, we might get a call saying, hey, we would like to have a bed around this area we would like you guys to maintain, have annual color on it, or seasonal interest around the whole year. So whenever those pop up, we'll be in charge of taking care of those. There was the Ida B. Wells statue downtown, and I know they're trying to replace that and get it all fixed up. And we had a bed there previously. It's been currently taken away due to construction, but that might come up again saying, hey, we have a new bed here now, and then we'll take care of that.
Do you have anything to do on Riverside Drive down there? You know, they just did a lot of construction work down on Riverside Drive. Do y'all have anything?
So with Tom Lee Park, I know we give donations to Tom Lee Park, and if they need a specific tree or something that we have in our greenhouse, we'll provide that, and we'll go out and plant it for them and maintain it and water it. But a lot of that stuff, you know, that's the difference between the city and then contractors, or how that goes. So whenever they give us the order, I guess, to go and
go and do something.
That's what we do.
That's great. Then when you stand busy like that, doing things out there in the city, make sure the city look good. Cause like I said, you the eyes of the city. You know, you want everything to be look good and stuff in there. Now, when you're watering your plants in there, do y'all add anything to the plant, like fertilizer in the peat or fertilizer, anything in the water to make sure the plants stay kind of healthy looking out there?
Yeah, absolutely. So we don't use water solubles. But we do slow release Osmocote.
Osmocote in there. Okay.
Yeah, and then if we need something that needs a little bit more of a push, we'll do some Fisher mulching.
Okay.
And we have that. If you see the Highland bed on Highland and Poplar, our tropical bed, we have a lot of banana plants and cannas, fan palms, and a bunch of different stuff out there. So we'll go out there sometimes, and if that needs a little bit they look like they're struggling a little bit, we'll go out there and put some liquid soluble fertilizers on. But for the most part, we mostly do slow release.
I know the Big M is one of y'all popular eyesight that people that see. What else one that you think that people like to go by and all look at? I know you named another one a few months ago. What's some of the nice sight that you think you look good? I know all of them probably look good, but what you people see a lot, you think?
So I mean, all around town we have obviously the Big M's our biggest one. That's our kind of like, that's my baby.
That's your baby.
I love that one. I love this. Everyone sees it, they're like, man, that looks good.
Yeah.
It's in the shape of Memphis. So that one's obviously our big one. Like I said, Highland and Poplar. That's a really large one, eye catching. High traffic area.
Poplar what now? What is that?
Poplar and Highland.
Okay,
right on that intersection.
I know they am there. What you said? Another one where? Another good park y'all have going?
Another good park, Reflection.
Reflection. I heard you say where is it located?
So that's on the corner of 2nd and Danny Thomas.
Okay,
I get that right. Yeah. And so it's right next to the old Gibson Guitar Factory.
Okay, okay.
Right across the street where the Metal Mountain is.
Okay, I know what it is. Yeah.
So we're taking care of that. We are reseeding it right now with a winter ryegrass.
Okay.
To try and have some green grass throughout the whole year. We'll go through and mulch it and do the trimming on. We have abelias. A lot of abelias are out there right now.
Okay.
So we'll trim that up, get everything ready before everything goes into dormancy, and we start to mulch.
Now, I see you go with violas. Now, what about y'all don't like y'all doing the pansies around the city?
We aren't this year. We're not doing pansies this year. I would like to in the future, maybe next year, maybe do a mix of it to kind of have a different, textural and height habit form of the plant. So it's a little bit something different. I'd like to mix it in for a larger petal and a smaller petal, like with a viola.
Okay.
In the future, I think we're definitely gonna do that.
Them some tough plant too, man. When you get snow on them, ice on them, they just come right back. Yeah. Now, do all your beds have violas in them most of the time around the city that you have?
Right now, yes. So when we order in our annuals, we do all the same. So it's uniform around all the parks, or all the medians and parks that we do. So we put them all in. So right now, everywhere that you see a blue and white viola, that's us. That's
you, man. Mm-hmm. All right, then that's good. Then you're doing a great job. We appreciate all your hard work and everything. I know it takes some time doing that and watering, cutting, and everything. Mm-hmm. Y'all got a busy schedule. I get the cutting going to kind of ease down for a while later on in this time of the year, and so. But still other things going on.
Absolutely.
In the winter time, sometimes plants still need a little water. We don't get a whole lot of rain. You still probably need to go out there and water those plants and stuff in there.
Absolutely, yeah. So, like I said earlier, we'll cut back. We might not do 100 gallons, but we'll go around and everywhere that hasn't gotten a good rain lately. If we have a little bit of a dry spell, or if the temperatures get real cold in that ground, the freezing temperatures will dry up the ground just as much as the heat. I have to go through and water it year round and keep everything looking good. So besides the watering, like you said, the maintenance on the mowing goes down a lot.
Yeah.
We'll probably do our final cuts here at the end of the next week, end of the month.
Oh yeah, I need to do my final cut in my yard then, and stuff in there. Get my final cut ready and everything lined up and everything. Get it cut and stuff in there. Look, I really appreciate you being on the show, man. Thank you, man. You're doing a great job. I know Mary Hurl's gonna come talk to you about some other things going on.
Okay.
We'll be back in a few minutes with what's going on.
All right, thank you.
Welcome back to What's Growing On. We're joined again with Luke, and we have Annalisa joining us. They are both from City of Memphis Parks and Recreation Division. And first of all, I just want to thank you again for all that you do. You bring such joy to people as they drive around, visit the park. So I know that every time I would drive by the M, it just makes you feel happy. So thank you for that.
Appreciate it. No
so you do huge scale projects like that. I was thinking people watching at home don't do quite that big of an annual bed in their garden. How many did you say plants went into that, Em?
So it was 86 flats, and that came out to 3,096 plugs.
Wow, that's a lot. But annuals are a great way to keep your garden interesting, change it out, and it's more fun for the gardeners at home too to try different things every year. So I was hoping you could kind of take us through the process, when you start. When did you take your summer stuff out? I mean, I know I've still got we're into the fall now, and my petunias are still growing strong. So did you just take your summer things you had in patience? When did you take those out?
So I believe we took them out the beginning of October. It's usually when we try to do it.
Yeah.
Before our kind of calendar date is right after the Southern Classic. So whenever that comes around, we kind of give our time and be like, all right, time to switch it out. And it's hard to pull the plants when they're still looking so good.
I know.
But we got to get them in while the soil's a little still warm enough before we get a freeze or
So
before
the
temperatures
roots have time to get acclimated and
exactly.
grow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we try and get them in so they can get as big as possible.
Right. So you mentioned earlier that you use some slow release fertilizers. What do you do exactly though for the beds? When you take the summer annuals out, do you till the soil? Do you add in amendments?
To prep the bed for our fall season, what we do is we pull all of our annuals from the summer.
Gotcha.
Sometimes we have weeds. We have to weed it. We till it.
Yeah.
After we till it, we have to make it smooth so all of our plants that we do put in are, leveled out, and we plant them.
Do y'all add any amendments in there while you're doing that?
Yeah, so we'll put in a compost that we have at our compound that we actually make it ourselves from all the clippings and anything that we cut until we let it all break down. And it's, man, this thing has been going for how long?
Years.
Yeah, years. My predecessor, Connie Shepard, she was the one who started it, and that was 5-6 years going on now, I think, if not longer.
And I think that dirt is really the best dirt.
Yeah.
That's really, really good fertilized dirt that we do use. And then we'll come in and we'll plant. And we'll use Osmocote. We'll use Pendulum. We'll mulch it. And we'll just make it look nice.
Yeah.
We didn't maintain it.
Okay. Well, so then when you're adding in your plants, you said you use the same thing across the city. So that's like a big decision. I love getting the catalogs and thinking about what I want to do for the next season.
Yeah.
So how do you decide? Do you try to, the blue and white's very Memphis sounding, but do you always, try to go with a theme or?
No, so in the past, this is my first year being allowed to select the plants. So it was a bit of a scary, kind of things. Like the whole city's kind of dependent, going to be like, we don't like them. I'm like, oh no, or they love them. And so, I get a catalog and we go through. And this year I said, let's go Memphis colors. Let's do blue and white. Especially on the M, I wanted that because it's right next to the stadium, and so we wanted it to really show like Memphis colors. I believe last year we did purple and yellow.
Yes.
And then in the summer we did the pink, white, and red mix of the impatiens.
Mix, yeah. I think it's, when you're out choosing, it's tempting to try to get a bit of everything. But if you have like a solid color or a mix like that and do it in a big scale, it really makes a good impact. So.
Yeah, definitely. If it has a nice matting form and visual aspect to it, it's just really appealing to the eye visually.
So you get to play with a lot of different plant materials. So the annuals, and then I know that you said you did the tropicals, but what about during any of the parks you have perennials? Or are you working with natives anywhere?
Yeah, Cancer Survivor Park is our big native wildflower area. Also, Pocket Park at the behind the Coliseum on Liberty Bowls Park.
What the new sports complex.
The new sports complex.
So is that a park that people can go visit, or is it just kind of some
Absolutely.
beds around the? Oh,
Absolutely. So it
Pocket
is a
Park.
bioswale that was made. When they put that in?
Maybe
3 years ago.
Maybe 3 years ago.
okay. Explain what a bioswale is for people who might not know what that is.
Sure. So the bioswale, it's basically a low elevation area that holds a lot of water, retains a lot of water. And we have 2 culverts on either side of it that filter in the rainwater from the parking lot surrounding it. And so basically the goal of it is to have that rainwater come in and all the hard metals and chemicals that would get pushed towards like the Wolf River or our aquifer. We use the plants and our hardy trees that we have in there to absorb all that stuff.
Like a filter.
Exactly, like a filter, yeah. So we do, I think, 3 maintenance sessions on it a year. Summer, we have to keep out the invasives that we don't want. Like this year, Johnson grass got in it pretty bad. So we had to dig all that out. But then after that, we just let it do its thing and let all the natives and everything that come into it bloom. And it's really cool to see all the pollinators that come through, and can be a little intimidating walking through and you're just swarmed by bees and everything, but
it's working though.
it's working. It's doing its job. Exactly.
Yeah, well, that's great to have those pockets of plants there for
Yeah,
pollinators throughout.
definitely.
So you mentioned Cancer Survivor Park. That's another one that, people stop and walk through a lot, but just the people who pass it and, can see from as they're driving down the street, the visual of those grasses and the native plantings in there is stunning. So
Yeah, I
any
appreciate
special
it.
plants that you like in that area that you've been
know.
working on?
You're a big fan of the lamb's ear.
I am.
Oh,
She
right.
really likes that.
Be able to touch it and the texture. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the color of it too is like
Yes, it is. I'm trying to think. That's pretty much another native bed.
Yeah,
If you wanna
that's
see-
another big one that we try
Yeah.
to do. We have a smaller one at Spanish War on the corner of
Central.
Oh, right. I
Central
know
and
exactly where
East
you're talking
Parkway,
about.
yeah.
That has native plants as well.
So our main bed, our big corner bed, that's more of our showy bed with the annuals, and we have boxwoods, holly bushes and abelias in there. And then if you go a little bit farther up on the walking path to get into the park itself, there's a small little raised bed that is all annuals. So we have echinacea, irises, what else? Asters, a bunch of other stuff in there too that we just go around and seed harvest, mostly out of Cancer Survivor Park, because Cancer Survivor Park is, it's our wild area.
Yeah.
And we just kind of let it do its thing and come in and do routine maintenance every now and then, trim stuff off the pass and get some of the weeds out as much as possible.
It's great to have that place to inspire people
Yeah.
to here's some things you can do in your own backyard that it looks pretty, but it's also good for the pollinators.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, if you can divert the thought of it looks a little wild, looks a little hairy, and just let the plants do their thing. It's
Yeah.
really, really pretty.
So both of y'all garden all day long at work. Do you garden at home as well, or are you trying to take a break?
A little
Yeah.
bit here and
A
there.
little bit
Yeah.
here and there.
What are some of your favorite things to plant in your home garden?
Well, this year I did not do any annuals. I did fruit, vegetables.
Oh, okay.
So I did tomatoes, basil,
Nice.
peppers, sweet peppers.
Plants you can use.
Yeah. Herbs and stuff that I can
Yeah.
use, yes.
Yeah, and you just kind of mixed them in beds where you'd normally planted.
Well, actually, I did the pots.
Yeah.
I used big pots, and other than that, I didn't do anything in the bed. I mulched it and left it alone.
Yeah, that works too. What about you, Luke?
Yeah, I mean, you do it all day long, and then you come home, and my fiance will just be like, "Man, let's
Take a
go,
break."
let's go to the nursery. I want to do our pots this year."
Oh.
I'm like, "All right, come on, let's do it." So it's always a joy to take your work home with you, I guess. But practice what you preach, right? So
Yeah. Well, again, thank you so much for all that you do to take care of our city and our parks and keep it beautiful for all of us. We really appreciate it.
yeah, not a problem.
We'll be right back with What's Growing On.
Wait a minute, what's going on? American, that was really great.
Yeah,
Luke knew a lot of things about the city here, and they do a lot of great work around here too.
right. It's appreciated by all.
Appreciate about all, because we know who maintain the M now.
Yeah.
how they do that. And he said how many plants it take to put out there.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of them. Lots of them. Then they only got they got over 9 or 10 beds they maintain, and some of them had the water. They had to go out there and water with a big truck.
Yeah.
And a lot of water. He said 100 gallons of water.
Yeah.
And then they do it at least once a week. That's great there. And that's why I didn't know though. He said if it get real cold, they still got to water those plants.
Yeah.
Yeah, they gotta
Especially when they've just put in the fall bed. So I didn't ask him about, for my home beds, about timing, so when, it seems like it's been so warm, into the fall, when is it the right time really to put your pansies out?
Well, this is a good time right now. No, I should start mine sometime in October there, and they put them out there early. But you ain't got them out there. This is a good time to do them now.
Okay.
Pansy, that's a tough little plant. And I said this time I want to try something different. This time I heard them talking about planting a lot of
Violas
Yeah,
instead.
they into the pans. I guess I don't know when the toughest, but I want to try it this year.
He said that the soil still needs to be warm enough to get the roots going. But like, what are the daytime temperatures you think that are good where the soil is still warm? I mean, like, can you wait too late to plant your fall color?
Well, I wouldn't put them out there in December probably like that. Not my fall color, but not like the tulip bulbs. That's a good time to plant those. And then when the soil beginning to get warm, yeah.
So I'm gonna try a few tulips this year. I haven't done it before, and some daffodils. I've got.
Okay.
So, what is your recommendation on the beds before you plant the bulbs?
One thing you want to do the whole bed. You just don't want to go out there and just dig a hole for to plant the bulb in there. You want to get rid of the till the whole bed up.
Okay.
For they in there, and then try to put them like in a mass in there for they come up real good. And they look real good.
Like pretty close together.
Pretty close together. You want to put them pretty close together in there. So you want for they come up, they look real nice and stuff in there.
Yeah.
And you don't want to plant them too deep. You want to plant them about the same depth of the bulb, a little deeper than the depth of the bulb in there.
So like, if this is my soil level, where would I put? Because I always think if you've got a little green coming up, you'd want it to stay. Can it go underground?
And you go underground. It'll come back through there. Yeah, it'll bust back in there. Yeah.
So like go down at least a depth of a bulb. So
Right, the depth of the bulb. Yeah. Okay. But work your whole fat bed up first and then put it in there and stuff in there. Put them in there, and then you'll see some pretty bulbs come up later on.
Yeah. I ordered this year some Spanish bluebells. Have you ever tried those?
I
It
never
looks like a
tried
macadamia nut.
Showed it on.
I'm not even sure which end to like point upwards, so I'm gonna have to research this a little
It probably
bit.
can make a day. It probably wouldn't matter. It probably gonna come to the top anyway either.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It
probably
writes
so, yeah.
itself.
Probably so. And then doing that.
Yeah.
But that's a good thing to do. Maintain those beds and everything and stuff in there. Get them in the ground. And like another thing they said, they getting ready. They getting close to now. I done did my last cut in all my yard already now, so that's good. But when I cut it,
The final one.
I want to make it look good. When I do cut it, I want the edge and all that, make for a little final cutting on there and stuff in there. Another thing, say like if we go through a real cold, a real dry winter, you still need to water your plants.
Right.
Yeah, you still need to water those plants and stuff.
You don't think of that.
Yeah, we don't think of that, and especially go through real dry winter. You need to water those plants because the root system is still active in the ground. The top part just was not active in there. And they got cold and started turning brown, but the root system is still good under the ground.
Yeah.
Begin to act. So in there, water those plants in the wintertime.
It's so hard to get it right. I mean, it feels like this year, especially, we've had really like long dry spells and then long periods of rain. It's just it's hard to get it right. But I guess you can always go down and stick your finger in and just kind of feel how how the soil
and
is.
that long rain period really good this year though. They really that long rainy period wasn't so dry. That's why we're getting to see the fall color staying around a little longer this year. Because you got some moisture in the soil, and those leaves are beginning to stay on the tree just a little longer before they start falling off. But if we had real dry, real dry going into the winter fall month, those leaves would have kind of fall off a little faster than they're doing now. So in there, I tell somebody they're showing so in East Tennessee how the fall color just come in so pretty. We have it here in Memphis too now, but again, we on kind of like the same elevation. They got kind of like mountain. That's why you can look at it up. It looks so different and stuff. That's fall color.
Yeah, well, people get excited about spring and gardening, but there are a lot of projects that can be done in the fall.
You ain't get to sit in the house all the time.
Right.
No, then one time you still can get outside and do some work in the yard and stuff in there. So don't let the yard just go. You still enjoy being outside.
Well, I hope all our viewers are doing that.
I hope so too. Then, yeah. Thank you for watching What's Growing On. We'll see you next month.